Power armor has long been the choice of armor for heavy gunners, but as you are working your way through the levels and your adventures, it starts falling behind in its usefulness, especially because it doesn't take advantage of any of the legendary perks that you have on your armor pieces, nor does it take advantage of the backpacks. Now, this means that if you are running a lot of events, daily quests, or you just like picking up a lot of stuff out there, you may end up in a situation where you have to return to camp or to a vendor over and over again just to keep your inventory clear. This build aims to alleviate some of those problems, allowing you to be combat effective, but also allowing you to stay out on your scavenger runs for long. As far as weaponry, the Scavengers takes great advantage of the Gatling gun. It is cheap to operate, its ammunition is easy to carry, and because it is considered an entry-level weapon for many heavy gunners, you can easily find these for sale across the lands. As far as any legendary perks that you're looking for, two-shot, anti-armor, and executioner are all going to serve you well. As far as your special goes, you're going to want strength 15, perception 3, endurance 3, charisma 4, intelligence 11, agility 9, and luck 11. For your perks under strength, you're going to want all 3 heavy gunner cards at level 3. The Gatling gun that we're using for this build is slow firing and not very accurate, so it makes sense to max out your damage potential on that gun. You're also going to want bandolier at level 2. The ammunition you use for this build is the 5mm, and with bandolier you get a 90% weight reduction in this ammo, which actually makes 5mm completely weightless. Traveling pharmacy, of course, lowers the weights of chems and stim packs, while bare arms just helps you a little bit with the weight of the heavy weapons you're lugging around. We have 3 points in perception because this is where picklock resides. Since picklock is very situational for everyday use, I would suggest running glow sight. Endurance holds a lot of quality of life cards. In this category, pick whatever works best for your particular playstyle. Traditionally, because of problems maybe finding groups, etc., a lot of people would run Lone Wanderer under charisma. However, with the introduction of the public teams, that perk has become fairly obsolete. My suggestion would be to run inspirational to increase your experience gain. Experience in Fallout 76 is going to help you a lot. It helps with score and gaining score points. It also helps you gain levels, and with the introduction of legendary perks, gaining levels is going to become more and more important. The other card we'll put under charisma is Strange in Numbers. Mutations are almost a must in the game now, and since you can always find a group through the public teams, there is no reason not to spend 1 point for a 25% increase in the strength of your mutation. Intelligence is a pretty big category for the power armor Scavenger. Not only is it going to give you additional experience on account of you having higher intelligence, you also have the stabilized card in this category, which is arguably a must-have for the power armor heavy gunner. At level 3, it increases your accuracy and ignores 45% armor on the enemies as long as you are in power armor. We are also running level 3 batteries included. This lowers the weight of energy weapon ammo by 90%. For our purposes, it's going to lower the weight of the fusion cores. As a power armor user, a lot of times you're gonna scavenge for the fusion cores, and you get things that are not fully charged. Not having to worry about how heavy they are and just packing them in there, letting the power armor cycle through as many as it can, makes your life a lot easier and allows you to just carry a lot of them around with you. Lastly, we are going to run Gunsmith at level 5. This causes your guns to break 50% slower, which allows for you to stay out longer before you need to return for repairs, as well as, of course, saving on supplies. Agility may not be one of those specials that you think a heavy gunner should invest in. However, some of the synergies you can get through agility and equipment that we'll discuss here in a little bit make it for a pretty powerful category. We are going to start out with Through Hiker. Just allows you to carry more food and drink with you as you're adventuring, and some of the mutations you'll get into here later will actually cause you to use up more of it. We are also going to use Action Boy at level 3. This is to get our AP back. The AP that we're using up through Dodgy. Now, Dodgy is a very simple card. At level 3, it will avoid 30% of incoming damage at the cost of 30 action points per hit, which means the first few shots that you get incoming will be greatly reduced. And if you kill that enemy, AP will refresh and you can rinse and repeat on the next enemy that you go up against. Last out is Luck. Here we are investing 3 points in Bloody Mess for a straight 15% damage bonus, 3 points in One Gun Army to allow heavy guns to gain a 12% stagger chance and a 12% chance to cripple a limb. Since we are going to be mutated, we are investing our last points into Starch Genes and Class Freak. Starch Genes, of course, to make sure that the mutation stays, and Class Freak to negate 75% of the negative effect that the mutations will have. What power armor you use is going to be dependent, of course, on what you have access to. There are a few mods that you definitely need to consider, and they are as following. Calibrated shocks. These go on the legs of the power armor and add plus 50 carry weight for each one for a total of 100 additional carry weight. Kinetic Dynamo. This goes in the chest piece of the power armor, and it works by recharging your action points when you take damage. So if you look back at what we were doing in agility, we were utilizing the Dodgy perk, which spends action points to lower the incoming damage. So in effect, when you get hit, you will use action points to lower the damage, and then the Kinetic Dynamo will give you more action points and recharge it back, and thus continuing the cycle of keeping the incoming damage down. We are going to close out the build by looking at mutations. There are almost no negatives to mutations once you have built your character the right way. And with the perks that we have, the positives are boosted and the negatives are almost completely gone. For this particular build, there are 2 mutations that are must-haves. The first one is going to be Marsupial. It increases your carry weight, which is good for obvious reasons. It will also increase your jump height, which allows you to get into places where you normally couldn't go, or get into places faster than having to run around. It does come with a -4 intelligence, but with the perks that we have put into the build, this drops to a -1, and it won't really affect you that much. The second mutation for this build is Speed Demon. It gives you plus 20% movement and reload speed. Of course, moving faster means you can get to the scavenging faster and pick up more stuff. Now, the negative on Speed Demon is that it does increase your hunger and your thirst. Again, if you recall from our perks, we are running cards that allow us to carry much more food and water without weighing us down. An honorable mentions among mutations is herd mentality. It gives you plus 2 to all specials when you are grouped and negative 2 to all specials when you are not. This build works best in a group, and therefore if you have access to herd mentality and you work on making sure you're in a group, it's always going to be a benefit to you. That is going to conclude this build. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that it gave you some ideas what you can do for your own builds. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments below. And of course, if you like the video and you want to see more videos like this, hit the like button and subscribe. You can also find us over on Twitch, where many nights of the week we do play Fallout 76. We would love to see you over there. Have a fantastic day. We'll see you on the next one.